Hoboken, New Jersey, where it all started for the Alfanos. The sights, the sounds, but mostly the smells. From one of the great cradles of traditional Italian cooking in the USA, how could Madeline Alfano not end up in the restaurant business?
I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a pediatrician since I was a little kid. I got my doctor bag when I was at Christmas. I was always fixing people.
After finally speaking with Madeline Alfano, it became apparent that although she grew up in the business, in fact, she didn't always dream of pursuing a career as a restaurateur.
Medicine was always a place I wanted to be. When I started at UCLA, I was pre-med, and I got involved with all those pre-med students. I thought, wow, that's going to be a really competitive field. So I'm in a less competitive field now.
Thankfully, that was not meant to be. This year's Elizabeth Burns Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Madeline Alfano, not for her work in an operating room, but for her work in a kitchen and for her grand and caring reach into the lives of the community that surrounds her. But let's start from the beginning. It was Madeline's mom, Maria Alfano, who was the original entrepreneur, moving the family from Hoboken in 1957 to open her very own Italian deli in Long Island, which became a tremendous success.
I always wanted to have a store. It's in a big building, big like a house like San Francisco, a tall one with the bay windows, and the store was all along there. It was right on, it's in a good neighborhood. Park Avenue and 4th Street, the park, the church.
My mom's a huge influence in my life, so entrepreneurial, and she took risks at an age where most people wouldn't take those risks. And being a mom and juggling, having an Italian husband and 5 kids and a business to operate, I really respect her, and I learned a lot that anything is possible.
But even with the success of her deli, the lure of sunny Southern California brought Maria and husband Donald West, with now 5 kids in tow, in 1968. With a library of recipes handed down by her mother Louisa, the Alfanos made Southern California their home, immediately finding refuge at the newest family-run restaurant on the West Coast, Matteo's, a posh, old-school Hollywood hangout owned by Maria's brother, Matty. With her other brother, Mikey, working as maitre d', Maria and her husband worked their magic in the kitchen. It didn't take long for Maria and her entrepreneurial instincts to take over once again as the family decided to buy a run-down grocery store and make it their own. Soon the family, including Madeline and her siblings, all worked together in complete harmony.
My mother and father working together was like the honeymooners. There was always an argument. They would argue about anything, and they were agreeing. So you didn't know they were agreeing, but they were arguing with both. And then my mother would always engage a customer in any conversation. If she was having an argument with my father, she grabbed Fred McMurray one time from My 3 Sons. Would you take one of my sons?
Well, maybe not complete harmony, but the family certainly had a knack for creating success from nothing. And by 1975, the first Maria's Italian Kitchen, a takeout restaurant, was opened in Brentwood Village. Soon after, in 1980, with Madeline now fully involved in the family business, Maria's International Deli was started in Brentwood with Madeline at the helm. Then, in 1985, with the same entrepreneurial tenacity as Mom Maria, Madeline opened the first full-service Maria's Italian Kitchen in Sherman Oaks. She recalls the support and words of encouragement from friends and family.
What do you know about the restaurant business? Are you crazy?
And, like all great visionaries, she moved forward as planned, never looking back.
I never thought I'd be in the restaurant business because it was so much work. I watched my parents work so hard. But it opened pretty much to an instant success. It was amazing. We were busy.
I don't think she actually set out to have it be as overwhelming and as big as it is, but she can handle it. And she takes and does everything that she's dealt.
Since then, the sky has been the limit. caring and focused eyes of Madeline Alfano, Maria's Italian Kitchen has been recognized as one of the 50 most successful and fastest growing companies in Southern California by the San Fernando Business Journal. Just ask anyone who works for her and you'll immediately know why.
I've always admired her and appreciated her dedication to her job, to her business, to the community.
One of the most caring people I've ever met.
She's almost motherly with her employees. She cares.
And we're like a family, you know.
As a business person, she cares more about the people around her and working for her than her bottom line.
They're more concerned with the dollar. So Madeline uses, her heart and her head at the same time.
She's a little bit of everything. Like I say, when you need help, she's always there for you. She helped me to buy a house. Actually I have 2 houses because of her.
It's a person that really cares about you. This place gives you opportunities to grow, to be successful in your future.
I'm so happy working for Maria's. They're working more and more. Thank you so much.
I've never seen such an owner who's taken the pride to its own people over here to give them positive encouragement.
Just as a person, just very nice, awesome.
She's really compassionate. She's really empathetic. So she could be running this huge company and somebody could have a sore throat and she's running around looking for emergency, she can completely take off this executive hat and just be a real person. And I think that that's the part that gets to everyone, from our customers to our employees.
Very proud. More than I could even, I don't know how to brag that much.
Thank you very much for being with us here on we're talking to small business owners. Get their take on where they stand, what they want.
The stimulus money has not come down. Even the small business lending has tightened up. Hearing the economists say everything's getting better, but the reality is they're not feeling it in their pocket. I hear you, but in order to get a tax break, you have to make the money to get the tax break, and this economy is making it very hard to generate revenues, to generate profits, which then help you use those tax credits. In order to stay in business, we will have to see that there's going to be a slight increase, but I don't want to change the quality. We have to use top quality pasta, top quality tomatoes, and of course the top quality cheese.
Madeline, thank you both very much. Appreciate the update.
Recognized time and again throughout the years for her great success, the list of Madeline's awards and accolades is seemingly endless. But Madeline's ability to persevere in the face of adversity is one of her most marked characteristics. After losing son Max unexpectedly just 3 days after his 12th birthday in 2000, Madeline's focus only became stronger. Her work with numerous charities, foundations, and business organizations have made the lives of so many so much the greater.
We like to quote kids that we have at Blue Sky Meadow at the camp where Maddie's helping us build these dorms. And there's a young lady, Jomara, who's 10. And she wrote us a little card last year and she said, "You don't know how many smiles you've made." And I think that's what I want to say to Maddie. You don't know how many smiles you've made.
Along with Blue Sky Meadow Foundation, Madeline's involvement in the community seems to have no limits. So, for Madeline, at the end of the day, it's always been about the people around her. Like her Uncle Mikey and his magnetic personality, she too has the incredible ability to attract regular folks and the famous alike. But nothing is more important than her own family. Husband Jeff, sons Nicholas and Josh, daughter Danielle, and Max, who is always close to her heart. May she and her Maria's Italian Kitchens be around Southern California and points beyond for many years to come. The future looks very bright for Madeline Alfano.